Okay, the recording has started, and this is the December 15th, 2020 Rook Community Meeting, last one before the holiday break here. So we'll hop into, we don't have a huge agenda today, but we will hop into the project boards. I don't think we have any 1.4 patch releases planned, but we do have a 1.5 patch, which is a update to the latest official release we have out. Travis, you want to talk about some of the highlights there that's planned for tomorrow, you're thinking?
Yep. Yeah, I'm thinking tomorrow, just to give us a couple of extra days before the end of the week, in case anything goes wrong. I'll be out. I'm planning on being out next week or the next 2 weeks, starting next Monday. So anyway, starting Wednesday or tomorrow, there are a couple important fixes. We're looking at some OBC changes that Blaine's been working on. It sounds like that'll be about ready. And there have been various issues with creating OBCs in 1.5. And another one is that there's some clusters. So clusters who don't have OSDs on every node are experiencing an infinite reconcile loop. The operator just keeps working and working. So we'll revert a change that caused that. And that was just the 1.5.3 that caused that issue. Yep, so we'll plan on that tomorrow. It may slip to Thursday depending on the OBC change, but we'll shoot for tomorrow, I think.
Well, that sounds pretty good to be able to get that out. And then when are you off, Travis? You said like at the end of this week?
Yes, I'll be online through Friday and then planning on 2 weeks off. And I'll still try and look at Slack occasionally. I won't be doing much around here.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Email's the worst way to get a hold of me though.
The Slack is the best.
Yeah, too many emails.
Nice. And then not too many Slack messages.
Well, Slack is more interesting too because it's actually people who need help instead of just
it's more targeted.
Email spam and whatever.
Yeah. All right. Okay. And then 1.6, that's the next quarterly release. We just did a 1.5. 1.6 is in the early planning phases, and I don't think it's going to get much traction at all until after the new year.
Exactly.
Yeah. So probably not too much to dive into here unless there's specific issues or areas you want to dig into.
No, I don't have anything to bring up here. Just there. Later, I guess in the agenda, I still have an action item to update the roadmap. So yeah, there's nothing much to report there.
Okay, right on. All right, so that's everything that we're planning on 1.5 patch before the end of the week here, and 1.6 will be the Q1 focus of next year. We still need to do all the planning for that. So should we head on down to the community topic section now?
Sounds good.
All right. So I did apply, to the open source project application for Docker Hub, and I got word back that it was, not accepted, but what is the right word? That received. It was received, and they have a whole bunch of them to go through. So I think they've got a big backlog, and they have humans going through them all. So no word back. Yeah, no word back for official acceptance or anything. I would be surprised if there's any pushback on it. And I mean, we meet all the criteria, so I don't see any problems with it. And we haven't had any community complaints about throttling or denied requests or anything, right? Yeah. So I think, so this should be okay for right now then. But I'll let us know anytime when I finally hear official word back.
Yep. Okay. Oh, the previous bullet there, just real quick. I think.
Oops, sorry, I missed that one.
Yeah, I just wanted to say in 2 weeks, let's just not plan on having this meeting. People will be off. I'll be off. It's a Red Hat official shutdown time too. For 289th. Meeting canceled.
Alrighty.
Yep. So I guess that means around January the 12th-ish would be our next meeting. Whatever that Tuesday is.
Yep. Alrighty. Okay, do you want to talk about the removal plan here? Should I open up this doc?
All right, yeah, if you want to open up that doc. So I shared this doc with the storage owners channel in Slack. where we've got the owners of the different operators. And it's still just the first draft. It's not complete by any means. I just wanted to get the discussion started today on kind of a proposal. What does it mean to be an operator in Rook, or what does it mean to support it? And if an operator isn't getting the attention it needs or progressing, then what does it mean to remove it from Rook? So just to kind of walk through the doc briefly, I guess. So having an operator in Rook, what does that mean? So we want to make sure whatever we're shipping is supported, right? People have questions about it, they try and use it. Well, we should be answering their questions on GitHub or in Slack or other things. And hopefully that community will be building for the operators that are involved in Rook, because that just shows a healthy product or end project. So if we're not getting the progress, or there is basically, if we're not putting effort into maintaining it, and if we don't even have maintainers for an operator, then I don't think it makes sense to keep the operator in Rook. And that's where we arrive at the recommendation section, where in the 1.6 timeframe, so in March, I'd like to propose that if an operator is not progressing and doesn't have the support, that we go ahead and remove it from Rook. And the 3 right now, as of today at least, that are falling in that category, according to some stats I've got later in the document, Cockroach and Yugabyte and EdgeFS. EdgeFS, we know it's been deprecated. It's already, DDN has said they have a replacement plan for it. So we know why they're not participating. The other 2, we didn't have the Cockroach community. Well, you can speak more to that, Jared, too, if you want. But and then the Yugabyte team, they added it to Rook, and then we haven't seen any activity since then, basically.
Yeah, I think the Yugabyte one is probably my biggest concern here. That's, since we haven't heard their opinion yet, I don't think that we've gotten back word from them. Like, I would be kind of surprised if this could be like a bit of a forcing function or a catalyst for them to get more involved and to take more of a maintainer position on it. So I would be surprised if they were happy or were okay with it being removed. So this might be a bit of a forcing function for them. Cockroach, we didn't really have buy-in for them, kind of like Minio, I guess, a little bit. And then EdgeFest, we know is being deprecated as a project as a whole, to be replaced by something else by DDN. So that one makes plenty of sense.
By having this conversation, I am hoping it's a forcing function. Well, if we need maintainers to step up and really provide support and help grow the community and the project. So I did not find an email actually for Yugabyte. So maybe you had those contacts, Jared, so I can make sure they didn't miss this notice.
Yeah, I think I have them somewhere for sure. So we can look at that. But yeah, let's definitely get a response either way from them before we make any changes, though.
Right, and I'm not in a rush to pull them out like next week. It's we're talking about 1.6 timeframe, so we'll definitely have time to finalize what is their position and all that.
Yep.
So real quick, just implications of removal. What are we talking about? Well, let's remove it from the builds, the source code, the latest documentation. So we would still preserve artifacts from past releases. Like if you click on the 1.5 Rook documentation, you would still see all these storage providers. You'd still have all the Docker images. We're not going to go delete anything. And on the main GitHub README, we'll still show a link to those operators, and at a later time, if the community wants to support it, and maintainers, then we could bring it back from the dead, right? So yeah, that's basically it. Any concerns for that approach or suggestions? But first draft, we can follow up too.
Yeah, I do like the possibility that they can be restored in the future, that it's not like a permanent scrubbing purge of them forever or something like that. I doubt that's going to be necessary or going to be utilized if we make a decision to remove one. I don't think they're going to come back, but it's good that we have that option.
Right. Get history is great that way.
Yes, it is.
And the rest of the document is really kind of health metrics showing how much activity each of the operators has. And I don't think we need to talk through it here, but
Okay.
invite everyone to kind of read through those and see kind of why those three fall into the category of, yeah, probably time to remove them unless something changes. And Cassandra has, I feel like it has community interest, but we need a maintainer, really is the question. And then NFS, we've had some interns work on it and there's community interest. It's also just a question of maintainer. And on NFS and Cassandra, I wonder if on the Red Hat side, we could also work on getting a maintainer there too.
Well, yeah, with some of the recent contributions to NFS, I would think we could wrangle a maintainer out of that, but amongst like Ahmad and Rohan, they've all been looking at it. It's paged in recently. They've been, some new features have been added by Ahmad just in the past couple months. So that should be able to get a maintainer out of that. I would think they'd probably appreciate that distinction as well too, if they're ready to commit to the implications of it.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. So
okay.
Anyway, that's basically it. I don't know if you want to dig through, the last one there, kind of how many Docker pulls we've got sorted by number. So that really shows the interest in the community.
Cool. Yep. Cool. Thanks for spearheading this, Travis. I appreciate it. And then this is, did you share out this doc more widely yet, you said, or not yet?
So, well, there's a link to it in our agenda doc for this meeting. I put a link to it just in the storage owners Slack channel, but I haven't sent it beyond that. I don't know, is there another way you'd suggest sharing it besides if we can email individual people like Yugabyte?
Yeah, well, reaching out to those people individually is a good next step too. Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, I've got that action. If you can send me their contact info, another day is fine. No rush since you're busy today.
All right. Okay, cool. So any other thoughts on that topic? We can add them into the agenda doc, or sorry, the proposal doc there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Next bullet is kind of related to this, which is I added the Kubernetes 1.20 to our test matrix and the integration test, and found that 3 operators are failing now on 1.20: NFS, Yugabyte, and Cassandra, which is more evidence that, hey, wouldn't it be nice if we had a maintainer that could actually go take a look at those? But I am looking at those in the meantime. There seems to be an issue where those tests are using a PVC from a stateful set from the default storage class. And for some reason, it's not mounting. So, investigating that.
Well, yeah, thanks for looking into that, Travis.
Yep.
All right, and Blaine, did you add the item here for the outreach intern?
Yeah, I did. I did want to give a little bit of an update. She's in Singapore, so I think it's really hard for her to attend this meeting specifically. She has officially accepted the internship. There was some kind of question around that with a job opportunity that she has locally that is still kind of has some question marks attached to like when that might become official. But she's coming up to speed on Ceph, Kubernetes. On Go itself, she hasn't programmed anything in Go, to my knowledge, and then also the sort of like Kubernetes specific Golang methodology. So there's definitely a lot for her to learn. I think she's been hitting it pretty hard. She has like a book on Go programming that I recommended to her, and she has one also for the Kubernetes specific Go. And then she set up some Vagrant, a small Vagrant cluster to test, like manually setting up Mon nodes in preparation for doing work with like Mon quorum recovery. And I've advised, I think it's probably a good place for her to start on a bash script, or possibly bash scripts to help automating Mon quorum recovery, to sort of prove out the methods for doing that in a programming language that she's more familiar with before jumping into the Go stuff. So I guess that's fairly detailed on a lot of fronts, but is the update so far for the past two weeks, I think, that she's been part of the program.
That's good. What's the timeline? Remind me on Outreachy. Is it several months or?
Yeah, I think the last day is like March 3rd, March 2nd, maybe. So there's still quite some more time. I kind of anticipate this is about the last week, or maybe next week would be about the last week, that she would be really active. I guess maybe it's a good point for me to go and look and see if there is a like a winter break for the Outreachy interns as well.
Just to make sure she's busy if we're on break.
Yeah. Otherwise, I can check in. It's not really all that much work, just to check in and answer any questions that she has. And
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's awesome that she's getting ramped up and getting ready to go. There is a lot to learn there. There's some great resources you pointed her at, Blaine, and the community as well too. Is that you're very helpful folks there too. So I think she'll be able to get up to speed, definitely. Cool. So that was the last official agenda item we had here. Were there any other topics or items that folks wanted to throw out there today?
On the action item there, I'll just put a request out there. If you have any items you'd like in the roadmap, definitely let me know or comment on the PR after I open it. Maybe I'll try and open it by the end of the week, just so we can have a place for discussion.
Sounds good, Travis. All right, so we will reconvene in the new year, and we'll be on Slack until then. But yeah, it's great to get 1.5 out recently and graduate this year, all sorts of awesome stuff. So a lot of good things that have happened and will continue to happen into 2021 also.
Yep. All right.
All right, thanks everybody. See ya.
Thanks. See ya.